Welcome to our Varsity Voices football show. My name is Jeff DiVeronica alongside my partner, James Johnson, and we have some amazing stuff to talk about this week, James, including a record setter. We're going to start with the man he was the man of the night last Friday night and into Saturday.
Yeah.
Alton Jones from Spencerport rushed for 491 yards in one game and 8 touchdowns in one game, a 63-39 victory at Irondequoit. James, what a performance by this young man.
Outstanding. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime type of deals, even though I did see the last record get set. So.
Kahim Gist, right?
Yes.
Canandaigua, and that was in a Section 5 tournament game, I think.
Yes.
He had touchdown runs of 65, 80, 50, 45, 60, a 2-yard run, and a 55-yard run. And also he caught a 14-yard touchdown pass right there and takes it in. No one can get their hands on this guy. And what was interesting to me, James, was this was a game, again, it was 63-39. Irondequoit was in this game. Sometimes when you see records broken,
right,
it's in blowouts. This was not in a blowout. This was in a game where Alton Jones needed to keep scoring touchdowns.
Right. John Dowd, the Spencerport coach, said that, you know, we may need you to keep going to win this game. So
he is an athlete of the week. I love that cutback right there to get into the end zone. A Democrat and Chronicle athlete of the week, and you got to talk to him this week, find out a little bit more about him, and you talk with Coach Dowd. What kind of young man is he?
He seems to be pretty quiet, very well liked on the team. He came up to the varsity when he was a freshman. He's been largely a defensive back as a starter. Began to pick up carries last season. He's been behind some older players, but now he's kind of stepping toward the forefront now. He's
5'11", about 150 pounds. Going to need to put some weight on for college, but he still has time to do that, right? He's just a junior.
He's just a junior, and he's pretty excited that he's been able to make an impact, and that's what you call an impact, the Section 5 record.
The Rangers are 3-1. They're going to play at Honey Falls Lima. The Cougars just 1-3. That is a game 3 o'clock on Saturday. Like the chances there, but they got to be careful. It's one of those trap games because you know the next game is against Athena, and the Trojans are undefeated.
Right. You don't want to dip down after a big win like that. It would kind of nullify it, you know.
But everyone knows his name now. Alton Jones, congratulations. What a game. Let's go to our next game. I consider this the game of the week, James. It's Greece Athena, like we said, 4-0, at Brighton 4-0. It's 7 o'clock on Friday. We got to start with Shea McDonald.
The crow-eating part of the show.
Yeah,
yes.
We thought Brighton had kind of a soft schedule, and I don't think, and he called us out on Twitter that we play who we are. Yeah, we play who's on our schedule. And they went to Canandaigua, hyped up atmosphere, and they won 21-20 in overtime. What a win for the Barons and the whole program, really, James.
Yeah, they score a touchdown to go ahead in overtime, and then they come up with a defensive stop to end the game. Outstanding.
Yeah, it was McDonald who had the interception in the end zone of a Tanner Cooper pass. On the 2-point conversion, Jeff Welch, coach for Canandaigua, goes for the win. Doesn't get it. Brighton runs away from there with a big victory. Shea McDonald, 19 carries for 179 yards. That's the quarterback. Running back Jason Cunningham, 60 yards on 14 carries. They kind of bottled him up a little bit. McDonald picked up the slack. And that Brighton defense gave up 122 yards to A.J. Clifford. They bent, but they didn't break, James.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a winning formula against a team. Canandaigua really impressed me with the versatility of its offense when I saw them against Irondequoit. So it's a good job by the Barons.
They were unbeaten. I know Jeff Welch was not happy with how Canandaigua played. They'll have to come back this week and see what they can do. Athena won 34-18 at Brockport. You saw that game. It was homecoming in Brockport, big hyped up atmosphere, and Athena got it done. And again, like we've talked about a lot this year, a veteran quarterback, Tavon Grandison, 3rd-year starter. He's a pretty cool customer, isn't he?
Yeah. I have a couple of coaches I know. They're talking about if we had to pick a All-Greater Rochester Player of the Year, he should be our guy. That's what they're saying. They're coming right out and saying it. I mean, the thing is, you know that he's a huge part of their offense, and he's still able to produce. So
Diamante Raby, also another huge part of that offense. Over 100 yards last week, two touchdowns. Athena as a team, 56 carries for 285 yards. Rob Cerrone just thought, we're going to keep going with this on the ground, huh?
Yeah.
There's Raby right there going for a touchdown.
Cerrone really got excited by the fact that when Brockport struck Athena or, scored, Athena would always come back and respond, and that's what good teams do. Sometimes you have some of these teams that are undefeated. I kind of call them front runners. Everything's great when you're ahead and you're rolling along. But what happens when you have those uh-oh moments, you know?
So Mike Tyson used to say, you know, everyone's got a plan until they get
hit. Right.
And then you got to adjust. We'll see. Athena's, they've won very decisively this year, 34-6 over Wilson Early College, 24-10 over Eastridge, beat Greece Odyssey Olympia 34-10, and then that Brockport win by a couple touchdowns. So big matchup, Athena at Brighton, 7 o'clock on Friday night. Should be a fantastic atmosphere over at Elmwood Avenue.
I agree.
All right, let's go to our next game. It is Pittsford at Hilton. And the Panthers 3-1, the Cadets 4-0. Yeah. And again, I'm not convinced of the Cadets schedule, and neither is Rich Lapani. He knew that this schedule for Hilton was backloaded.
This is the test this week.
Yeah, it is for both of these teams, really. I mean, Pittsford, I think, got knocked around pretty good against Victor, but they came back 55-0 over Thomas. That's their only loss. Let's go some of those Pittsford highlights we have. Frankie Ambergia, fantastic on the night. Actually, this is the Hilton highlight we're watching now. It's Kyle Napier with an interception return right there. It's been really Hilton to Napier and John Letta show, and there's John Letta with a bomb right there. 2 Napier behind 3 defenders. Those guys are really great playmakers for Hilton, aren't they, James?
I really liked Letta before the start of the season. I mean, we kind of know how the NFL and the college games go. Quarterbacks, everything kind of centers around the quarterback, and he's a very capable quarterback.
Absolutely, an AGR pick, and that touchdown pass right there to Mr. Sack. So Hilton, again, I think a lot to prove on the line here, hosting Pittsford, 7 o'clock Friday night. Pittsford, we have some highlights from them too. They have some playmakers. Colby Barker's been fantastic at quarterback. This play right here is a reverse to Frankie Ambergia, 58 yards against Orchard Park. He's made big plays for them. And I think they have something to prove to people, don't they?
I think so. And look for Marquise Carter to be a big factor in this game. He's one of the Section 5 Offensive Players of the Week.
We're going to see him in just a minute.
Yeah, kind of got delayed, sickness, illness, injury, I think. So he missed a couple of games. But now as they start to get more of those players back, I mean, Carter wasn't the only one out of the lineup.
A couple of fantastic scrambles you just saw by Colby Barker. Here's another one here, and there's the touchdown pass coming up to Imbergia. And then you're going to see Mr. Carter ramble 58 yards, but that's Imbergia taking it in, obviously a playmaker for the Panthers. And here's the big run by big Marquise Carter, bouncing it outside, and he's going to go about 58 yards for the touchdown. This was against Victor.
That's right.
In that loss. And, Pittsford is going to be a contender. I'm going to favor the Panthers in this one. I know Coach Lapani was worried about that young line for Hilton, and they're going to get a big test from a big, strong group from Keith Molinich and his guys that get in the weight room. So should be interesting. Again, that's at Hilton, Pittsford at Hilton.
Yeah.
Our last full preview here is going to be Schrader at Fairport. Now, Schrader coming off a loss, yet I think they proved something last week.
I agree. I mean, you kind of look at the results of their schedule this year, and, they could be above 500. Right now they're not, but.
They're 2-2, a couple of close losses, right? Mm-hmm. Last week they lost 14-7 to number 1 Victor, and I think that opened a lot of eyes just because they played them so tough.
You got my attention. Hello.
In Fairport, you saw them go to Rush Henrietta and have an unbelievable first half, like 31 points maybe or more in the first half, and just hammer the Royal Comets. It was a game, but not for very long.
No, very solid. I really like their defense. They had defensive ends knocking down balls.
Some poor tackling by Rush in this game.
Right. And they also, they bottled up a team that we've seen score points. So they slowed down Rush Henrietta a lot.
Yeah, they did. So defense good for Fairport. Offense was fantastic in that first half. Yeah. The defense had to really win it in the second half for them.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good game. Schrader at Fairport, that's 3 o'clock on Saturday. There's some other good games to watch this week, James.
Yeah.
And Geneva in the Finger Lakes East. Geneva at Wayne. Wayne's got a fantastic quarterback. This is a Friday night game.
Brandon Zanilovic.
That was bound to happen, right?
Yes. I should be ashamed of myself. Brandon Zanilovic, a college prospect. They're thinking about maybe Division I or what used to be 1AA.
He's just a junior, I think, or sophomore. Junior, right? All right. Early college at Batavia. The Blue Devils are 4-0 on the season. Batavia's solid. Early college, just 1 loss. An independent matchup. UPrep at Kearney. The Kings are 4-0. 7:30 matchup Friday night. They got a good quarterback too.
Yes, and then you have a UPrep team that played Batavia very, very tough. So a lot of people are kind of keeping an eye on them. They think they might be a contender in Class B along with Livonia.
At Rhino Stadium, that matchup was.
Correct.
And in Livingston County, too, you've got Letchworth, Warsaw, combined 2 districts. They're 4-0. They're going to play at Cuba Rushford, also 4-0, 7 o'clock on Friday night. So, for James Johnson, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for tuning in to Varsity Voices Football. Talk to you again next week right here at DemocratandChronicle.com.